By the end of this video, you should know how to insert hyperlinks into a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation so that you can generate a story where the player has choices of where they go, and depending upon what choices they make, different things happen to them. And of course, in your case, you're making an Oregon Trail type game. So let's start off with a very short presentation. I have actually 7 slides here. A couple of them are blank, and then some of them have text in them, some information. Now, the very first thing you're going to want to do, and make sure you have this done, is enter all the information from your index cards onto the slides of the PowerPoint presentation. That's very important. All the information from the index cards needs to be entered first, so that you have it completely laid out before you start linking anything. So if you don't have your slideshow completed without the hyperlinks yet, do that now. Make sure everything that's on your index cards has been loaded onto a corresponding slide on the PowerPoint. If you haven't done that yet, then pause here and come back to this presentation. If you do have it done, then we can continue. So this is your starting slide where your story begins. If we move down, this slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 2, and we'll get to that. Here is where you will present some information about where this slide is linked to and continue your story. You may also insert hyperlinks from here to another slide, maybe a picture as well. This slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 3. Your story continues as you add hyperlinks and additions to your story. Make sure and test all hyperlinks as you go along and periodically save your presentation. This slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 4, and your story continues to get more and more complex. Check all hyperlinks as you go and remember to save. This slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 4. Things are really getting interesting now. Keep going and have fun. So you can see that on each of these slides there's text. I have just this information, but you of course have the info that you have from your index cards. So how do we hyperlink? Go to your top slide, and the first thing we're going to want to do is have a go back to the beginning button or a start button. So we're going to go up to Insert, and then we're going to use Shapes. And we can pick really any shape. I like kind of this arrow thing. Put it in the right corner, nice and small. Then we've got it there, and you're going to want to right click and go to Edit Text. If you click on Edit Text, it will allow you to type inside this box. So we can just put the word Start. So we know that in our presentation, if you ever click on this button, this is called a button, it'll take you back to this slide. So how do we do that? Again, go to this shape and right click and move up to Hyperlink. This is what we're going to be using for this entire presentation. Click on Hyperlink. This box will come up. And what you're going to want to do is navigate over to this button right here, Place in this document, and when you click on that, this will come up. Okay, and you're going to want to look at slide titles, and you can see here are all the numbered slides. Sometimes text will come up next to the numbers, but in this case we want this button to always come back to slide number 1. So we'll click that, and then we'll click OK. Now, when we watch this presentation, this button should always bring us back to this slide. Now, of course, if I clicked on it now, it wouldn't do anything because we're already on this slide. What we need to do is go over here, right click, and copy. We're going to copy this button, and then we're going to go over to here, and we're going to right click and paste. And we're going to do that for every single slide in our presentation. And that might be a lot for you, but that button needs to be on every slide. Right click and paste, and it'll go right in the corner there. Right right click, paste. Right click, paste. Even though we don't have anything in these yet, let's go ahead and put that button in there so we know we can always get back to the beginning. Now we have them all on the slides, but we need to test it to make sure that they work. Pressing any hyperlinks while it's in this view, where you have these and you have this, won't work. You have to be in slideshow mode for the hyperlinks to work. So let's go to slideshow from beginning. Now we know that if we press this now, nothing's going to happen because we're already here. But let's say we go to slide number 2. Now if we hit this, there it goes. It takes us back to the first slide. Let's go down a couple of slides. No matter where we go, if we hit the start button, we're linked back to the first slide. So if you're able to do that, terrific. If you're having a little bit of trouble, then see me and I can help you. And now get back to this view mode, and we're going to add some hyperlinks to the different slides. What we want to do is insert hyperlinks so that we can go to slide 2 from here, or slide 3 or 4, wherever we want to go. In this case, we're going to add hyperlinks to go all the way down to slide number 5. So again, we're going to want to insert a shape. Again, it doesn't matter what kind of shape. Now we know in this case there are 1, 2, 3, 4 slides that we're going to want to hyperlink to. You might not have that many. That's completely up to you. So since we have 4 places we want to link to from this first slide, we're going to add 4 shapes. Another shape. It really doesn't matter what you use. Some of them are more fun than others. Okay, let's insert another. And one more. How about this one? Now we have 4 shapes and we want to link these to different slides. You're going to do this exactly the same way as you did the start button. Let's say we want this to link to slide number 2. Right click. First we need to edit text. So we'll put, I'm just putting link to 2. Of course, in your presentation it'll say something. But just for purposes of this demonstration, I'll put link to 2. Right click, edit, and we want this to link to 3. Edit, link to 4, which is right over here. And then edit text, link to 5. Now what we need to do is add the hyperlinks. So let's right click on this one and go to hyperlink. Now we wanted that to link to 2, so we're going to go right here and this is going to link to 2. And click OK. We want this to link to 3. And in the case of your index cards, this would say H3. Hyperlink. Here's slide 3. Okay, we want this to link to 4, right? Hyperlink to 4. And we want this to link to 5. Hyperlink to 5. Now that went by pretty quickly. If you have a good handle on this, then you can continue, and if you need some help, then just call me over, pause the video, ask any questions that you might need to. Now we need to test it to make sure the links work. Let's go to slideshow from the beginning. Now hopefully, which one should we try? Let's try link to 4. Hopefully when I click this, it will go to that slide. And there it is. This slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 4. Let's go back to start. Let's check this one, link to 3. This slide should be linked to the hyperlink labeled number 3. 2. Yep. Then go back to the beginning. And last, we'll test out this one. And there you go. And you're going to want to check those links as you go, because there are going to be a lot of slides and a lot of hyperlinks, and you need to make sure that what's on your index card is actually on these slides. Again, if you have any questions, please see me. Remember to continually check your hyperlinks, and most importantly, remember to save the presentation. Save, save, save. So if you mess it up, you don't lose the entire thing. So hopefully you can have some fun with this. Again, see me with any questions, and thank you for listening.